You are 38. Marcus is standing in your kitchen holding a coffee you just made him, and he wants to know how you did it. 12 years ago, you and Marcus started the same internship, same week, same orientation room, same starting salary, $52,000. Marcus was faster than you, sharper in meetings. Everyone said Marcus would run the place by 35. You believed it too. Last month, Marcus got laid off senior director, 6 years in, gone in a 10-minute call, and a severance check that wouldn't cover 4 months. He asked you, half joking, half not, if you were hiring. You said you'd ask around. You didn't need to check your own position first. You already knew it was safe. The difference was never talent. The difference was one decision you made at 28. The one everyone thought meant you were giving up. You made it quietly, and you never explained it to anyone for 10 years. This is how you became impossible to replace while everyone else was racing to get promoted out of being useful. Rewind. You are 26. New job, real one, a badge, a manager who remembers your name. Every review, you hit your numbers. Every review, your manager mentions next steps, a path, a ladder, a title, with your name moving up it. You want it. Everyone wants it. The title is the proof you give people at dinner. 6 months in, Marcus gets the first bump. Team lead. He tells the story in the break room twice. You feel the small itch of being behind. You are 28. There's a guy on the floor above, Dana, who's been senior specialist for 11 years. Never a manager, never wants to be. Drives an old Subaru, leaves at 5:30 every day, never looks rattled in a crisis, never gets pulled into the meetings where people raise their voices about quarterly numbers. You ask him, half joking, why he never went for the bigger title. He doesn't laugh. He sets down his coffee and says there's a difference between being given more people and being given more respect. And almost nobody figures out which one they actually want until it's too late to choose. He says the title looks like power from the outside, but most of what it actually buys you is other people's problems on a deadline you didn't set. Then he goes back to his screen. You don't. That week, your manager offers you your first team lead role. 3 reports, a small raise, the thing everyone wants. You say no. You ask instead to go deeper into the technical work. Nobody else wants to touch. The migration nobody understands. The system only you can read. You don't make an announcement. You just quietly stop chasing the ladder and start chasing being the one person who knows how something actually works. Nobody notices. That's exactly the point. You are 29. Marcus makes team lead, then manager 18 months later. He runs his first all hands. People clap. He buys a house. At your cousin's birthday dinner, the question goes around the table. So what's next for you? Are you managing people yet? You say you're still doing the same role. You watch the small, disappointed pause before the conversation moves on. You drive home feeling smaller than the truth deserved. You are 31. Marcus gets senior manager. He stops you in the hallway by the elevators, genuinely worried, the way people get worried about someone they used to be equal to. You good? Like, career-wise? You've been in the same seat a while, man. You say you're good. He doesn't believe you. At lunch, 2 coworkers don't see you sit down behind them. I feel bad for him. He's so talented. He just never got the break. You don't correct them. You can't. The system you rebuilt last year is the only reason the company's biggest client hasn't walked, and you signed an NDA about exactly how much that's worth. You say nothing. You let them think whatever they want. Nobody noticed. That was starting to be the point. You are 33. This is the part nobody warns you about. You're doing everything right and it feels like losing. No promotion announcement, no LinkedIn post, no leaderboard for the engineer who quietly becomes the only person who can fix the thing when it breaks at 2 a.m. Marcus posts his new title. 40 reactions in an hour. Congratulations stacking up like confetti. You stare at your phone longer than you should. Your closest friend from college texts the group chat that same week she just made VP. Champagne emoji, fire emoji, so proud of you. You type a reply, delete it, type it again. You can't match that with a screenshot of a system architecture diagram nobody outside your building will ever understand. You did the deliberate thing for 5 years and you have this to show for it. A skill set nobody claps for, and a job title that hasn't changed since 26. You lie awake thinking maybe Dana was wrong. Maybe you just ran out of ambition and called it strategy. You are 35. The company offers you director. Real money. A real title. The thing you turned down 7 years ago, handed to you again on a silver platter with a recruiter's name attached this time. Like the universe is giving you a second chance to stop being the quiet one. Your cursor hovers over the reply. You imagine the announcement, the reactions stacking up, finally outranking the version of yourself that felt small at every dinner table for a decade. You imagine Marcus seeing it and finally being the one who's impressed. For 30 seconds, you don't care what it would cost. You just want to win the way Marcus has been winning since 29, loudly, visibly, with a title people recognize without an explanation. Your thumb stays on the button in the dark, and for the first time in years, you almost press it. You are 37, it comes on a Tuesday, a restructuring. 40% of middle management gone by lunch. Marcus is one of them. Researchers at Yale, MIT, and the University of Minnesota published a study in the Quarterly Journal of Economics tracking 131 sales organizations and found the same pattern over and over. The employees most likely to get promoted into management were the best individual performers, not the best potential managers, and once promoted, their team's results quietly declined for years before anyone acted on it. Marcus was never bad at his job. He was excellent at the job that got him promoted out of doing it. Nobody checked if he could do the next one. By the time anyone checked, he'd been running a shrinking team for 2 years, missing targets he used to crush alone, and nobody had told him why. You weren't in that meeting. You were never management overhead to cut. You were the system nobody else could replace without months of relearning everything you'd quietly built since 28. The migration only you could read. The documentation only you maintained. The fires only you knew how to put out before they reached the client. You didn't escape the layoff by being lucky. You escaped it because of the one decision everyone misread as standing still. You go back to your desk that afternoon and the company offers you the director role a second time. Except now you can name your own terms instead of needing the title to feel safe. You take parts of it and leave the rest. That had never been true before in your life. The plateau stops looking like failure once you can see what it actually built. The title was never the asset. The skill nobody else had was the asset the whole time, sitting there, growing so slowly you couldn't see it move. You are 38. Marcus is in your kitchen, holding the coffee, asking how you actually did it. You think about Dana's hallway comment at 28, the dinner where you felt smaller than the truth. The cursor hovering at 35, your thumb an inch from undoing all of it. You tell him the truth. For 10 years, nobody noticed you were the one playing it correctly. Not your manager, not your friends, not Marcus. And that's exactly why it worked. The moment it becomes visible, it becomes a performance. The moment it's a performance, someone starts managing the optics instead of the work. The race to get promoted out of being useful doesn't end when you finally outrank everyone. It ends the moment you stop needing the title to prove you're not standing still. Maybe you already made that decision years ago and you're still waiting for someone to notice. Maybe you're still hovering over the button right now, telling yourself the title will finally fix the feeling underneath it. If you put it down, nobody's going to clap. Nobody's even going to know. That was never the point.